Greetings and salutations! My name is Michael Schwahn, and today we are checking out Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Thank God we are checking this out, okay? Because I, like most people, at the Game Awards last year, when FromSoft turned up and was like, hey, new Armored Core game, I was like, no way! What is it? And they're like, don't know. You don't get to know. We're going to show you a cinematic trailer that tells and shows you absolutely nothing. See you sometime in 2023. And I was like, oh, you guys suck. All right. Well, I am an enjoyer of Armored Core. I'm really excited for all the people that after Armored Core 6 got announced were like, hey, I'm gonna go check out what the hell these games are. And they're like, they're discovering Armored Core for the first time. I'm so happy for you. And we finally get to see what this game looks like. I didn't think we were gonna see any of this until June. I expected it to be part of like the Summer Game Fest. But alas, I'm not gonna complain about seeing it sooner. So we have two things we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch the gameplay trailer as well as the like interview that they did with one of the developers that gives a lot more detail into what's going on. So first, let's check this out. Give me that Armored Core.
We're close to Rubicon. Wake the dog up.
Oh, whoa.
Handler Walter verified. Activating cerebral coral control device.
Bamco, largest video game developer in Japan. Well, publisher and developer. I'm glad that helps that they make good shit.
Augmented human C4621 has awakened.
Show it to me, baby. You want a fast as shit skate around mech game? Armored Core. Depending on the Armored Core game, they tried slowing it down to be kind of like Mech Warrior-y in the past, and those games were not received well. This is what we were hoping for. We wanted this fast-paced, we are just an aggressive, brutalistic, murder-filled robot. Hello. Jesus. Wow, okay. Near Automata what?
One of the infamous Handler Walter's hounds. Interesting. You ready to climb the wall?
Call sign Raven. Priority subject for termination.
Oh man, this looks sick. Oh god, that looks good. Oh man, I want to play it right now. I already know when the release date is because as soon as this trailer was announced, the release date got plastered everywhere. It's in August.
Let's see how far they can fly.
Oh, we can fly to the stars, the sky, and beyond. Oh man, I want to play it real bad. Real bad. Oh yeah, and then the collector's edition that's already sold out. I think you can still buy this one. It is this one that comes with the full garage that the Armored Core fits into. It's sold out almost instantly. But you can still get this one if you want a cool Armored Core statue. This one is $230 as a heads up, and this one is $450 for the one with the garage. But the $450 one with the Armored Core Mech Bay garage, it is sold out. But the one with just the statue is not, at least the last time I checked. But it sold out very, very fast. All right, let's learn some shit. Can we get a new Kingsfield next? You can hope.
Augmented human
People were hoping for a new Armored Core for 10 years, and we finally got one.
My name is Mitchell Saltzman, and today I'm joined remotely all the way from Japan by producer Yasunori Ogura to
Hi.
talk all about Armored Core 6.
Sweet.
How are you?
Hi there, I'm great, thank you. I'm Yasunori Ogura from Software, producer on Armored Core 6. It's great
Yeah,
to be
that game is going to be
How long
super
has
fun to
Armored Core
play.
6
It's
been
just going to
developed, and what
be
has it been
like
for
some
From Software to
energetic,
return to this
enjoyable
franchise?
crap.
Such a big part of the
Sorry,
company
I'm not
for a
listening
long
to what
time.
you're saying at all, buddy.
So we have been cultivating development staff through our experience with recent titles, and there were many members of staff, including Miyazaki and myself, who've wanted to make a new Armored Core game for a long time. So really, not making a new Armored Core was never really an option. It was a case of when rather than if. As to the game's direction and development, in around 2018, Miyazaki and some core members of the team began initial direction and forming the basic core concept of AC6. And after prototyping was complete, our director Yamamura took over on the project. However, as you know, we have several projects going on at the same time within the company, so we had to get an ideal allocation of resources. We had to get the right staff on board, which
Hey, we had to
resulted
get
in a
funding.
slightly longer wait, but we're happy to finally bring a new Armored Core.
So it first started
So,
in
can you tell us a little bit
2018.
about
That
the
means they
story of
probably
Armored
didn't
Core
actually
6
start
and
development
whether
until like
newcomers will be able to
2020.
jump right into this entry if they haven't played any of the other ones?
This is a brand new story and has no direct link to previous titles. AC6 takes place in a future where interstellar travel is commonplace, not on Earth, but on a fictional planet in a distant star system. called
So they needed
Rubicon.
people from Elden Ring? Yeah,
Rubicon is a
maybe.
devastated planet that was razed to ash in a great disaster caused by the outbreak of a mysterious new substance called coral.
Activating cerebral coral control device.
Which occurred half a century before the events of the game take place. At the outset of the game and the story, the player learns that coral...
Man,
which was
half a
thought lost
century
in this
sounds
great
so much
disaster,
more
has been
epic than just 50
rediscovered,
years.
and extraterrestrial corporate forces have begun an invasion race to acquire the rights to this mysterious and powerful new substance. So they are at conflict with the indigenous forces who are resisting their invasion on the planet Rubicon. And the player, as a lone independent mercenary and AC pilot, is thrust into this Rubicon war for coral. So although AC6 is a numbered title, the setting and story are completely new, and we believe it makes a great first entry into the series.
Yeah, we've been playing Final Fantasy games. It's fine. Although, when they say a great new entry into the series to introduce people to, it makes me wonder if at some point they're going to start remastering or remaking past Armored Core
That
games.
will allow for kind of unique mission structures that people haven't seen in the Armored Core series previously.
There are two things we'd like to convey to both newcomers and old hands to the series. Armored Core offers two unique game experiences. First is this dynamic, three-dimensional action that can only be achieved with mechs. And the second is the ability to customize your own personal AC by combining multiple parts. And
Yeah,
decorating it
mech
to
customization Armored Core was
painting
huge.
and
You
decals and the
could do so much
these
self-expression
players
through
have
how
both
you
play
tackled
control
your mech.
ACs,
Because you
very
could go with a
fly
slower
through
mech that had like a lot of
handle
defense and
multiple weapons
weaponry,
simultaneously,
or you could go high-speed
turn
glass
on
cannon
dash in
builds.
different directions at once.
And they
This
were
makes
all
for a
viable.
dynamic and very aggressive combat style that makes full use of the three-dimensional space. And we feel that this has always been an appeal of the Armored Core series and is an appeal of the mech action genre.
For die-hard Armored Core fans, what are the elements of Armored Core 6 that those hardcore fans are going to find appealing about this game?
With AC6, one area we focused on was to make sure that the customization aspect is not just about parameters going up and down and numerical values changing, but how these changes are reflected in the feel of the action as much as possible. In particular, the leg parts, which control the AC's movement, you might have a tank type legs that can perform drift turns, and this changes the very basic behavior and traversal type of the AC. We also made sure that the behavior of weapons, such as the way they shoot, how they recoil, how their projectiles behave, we tried to make sure that this all makes a big difference in how the game feels and plays.
I bet that was really
So,
hard to
speaking a little
do.
bit about that customization, Armored Core games have a bit of a reputation for being very complex, with many stats to consider, parts to swap in and out. Is there anything else that you guys are planning on doing with Armored Core?
Because you're
6 to make
essentially
it a little
designing
more
entire
approachable
new
for
systems for
newcomers who
each
might
like
not reach
major
that level
change from one part to another.
As you mentioned, Armored Core has always been a game with many parameters and is a game where you can enjoy the complexity and depth it offers, but we feel it's also a game where you can enjoy simply by assembling your AC without thinking too deeply about it, and adjust the appearance to your liking and simply get out there and pilot it and take it into combat. That said, in regard to new players, we've taken careful steps with the onboarding and level design in the early stages of the game, so that players can deepen their understanding step by step, little by little, and work their way into that fun of the more complex parts. We've also prepared a training simulator where the player can learn the basics of action and assembly using sample ACs, and we've also tried to make the controls more intuitive, so that we hope that those who have no experience with
Yeah,
the series
just
will feel
adding
free
in
to
modern
enter
game
and enjoy the feel
design,
of
like
their very own.
things that you've learned over the
Are there
last
any
20
lessons that
years.
you guys have learned over the many years you spent developing the Souls games that you take into the development of Armored Core 6, even though they're kind of two very different genres?
Armored Core
Boss
6
design.
is an attempt to take both the knowledge and experience gained from the development of our previous titles and combine it with the fun of mech customization that the AC series has always embraced.
Like that giant
And in a
worm
sense, we
mech
hope
is
to create
absolutely a
really action
freaking Souls
game
boss.
that is worthy of modern From Software standards. Specifically, we're developing this game with an awareness of the things that From Software has always embraced in its other action games, such as a intricate map structure, combat design that allows players to deal with enemies by carefully observing their movements, and the ability to overcome challenging situations with ingenuity and creativity. These are all, of course, things we've kept in mind with AC6 as well. However, as you mentioned, the basic format and genre of Armored Core is completely different from games in, for instance, the Souls lineage, so there are no aspects of the game mechanics or gameplay that can be directly observed.
You ready to climb the wall?
Can you talk a little bit about your goals with the combat design, and are there any kind of mechanics that players should know about that perhaps didn't exist in previous Armored Core games?
In terms of
I wanna know
points
how
we
planned and
focused on
scripted
this
these
time
questions
around,
are.
I would say that individuality of the melee weapons is one of the key points. Armored Core is mainly a shooting game at heart, and that's exactly why we had this policy of having more unique melee weapons this time around. So in addition to the well-known pile bunker and the cluster bomb launcher that you might have seen in the trailer, there are also a variety of weapons with different animations and more unconventional
Yeah, the
characteristics,
energy, like,
such as
whip
a
crush
chainsaw
is
and
pretty
a laser
unique.
lance and things like this. In the trailer, you may have also seen a part where the core is deployed by an AC to generate a shockwave, and the pile bunker is then used against an opponent who is reeling back from this shockwave. This kind of building combos with multiple weapons aspect is an appeal of AC6's unique assembly and combat, and we hope that players will enjoy using their creativity and asking themselves, what combination of weapons
Man,
can I
it's
use to
really
create
fast.
my ideal combo attacks and secure victory?
So is there any one new thing, whether it's a mechanic or a mech part or a weapon, that you're particularly proud of and are excited for players to experience?
This game is going to be a spectacle.
I'd like players to mostly look forward to something we touched on earlier, which is this using their ingenuity and creativity to create a combination of their own making, and a combination of the various parts and weapons at their disposal. So, for example, they might be dashing across the battlefield while shooting ballistic weapons and letting missiles fly in every which direction. These missiles will connect with their enemy, knock them off balance, and then they'll use their assault boost to dash in with a quick burst of speed and finish with a melee strike. This kind of player-created combo and their own unique combination of weaponry and mobility will allow for this new aggressive, offensive style of AC combat, and we hope this is something that reinvigorates.
Yeah, but this is 2023. Unfortunately, people are going to have the combat deconstructed with the optimal combo items, combinations, and strings figured out in 2 days.
In Armored Core 6?
So I believe ACV was more focused on multiplayer as the last title in the series.
Yeah.
But first of all, the main content of AC6 is positioned as a single-player campaign mode where you progress through.
Armored Core 5 was not received well. Armored Core 4, which is 4 answer, it was received much better.
ACs they have built and share their AC data.
Because a big like part of Armored Core was these really well constructed single player campaigns. Multiplayer was always fun, but multiplayer was just like PvP, a lot of which you would play locally, and it was fine. But the spectacle of like the single player design is one of the things that really made it stand out. And a lot of what you're seeing here is single player fights, right? Like you're not going to fight this big giant floating Blade Runner looking thing in PvP.
All right, well, that about wraps it up. Ogura-san, thank you so much for your time. Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon is set for release this August 25th on PS4, PS5, Xbox.
August 25th. Oh. What is that? That's a Friday? Is that a Friday? August 25th? It is a Friday. You know what releases also like August 22nd? Sea of Stars. Damn it. There's so many good games coming out all the goddamn time, and I want to play them all. First world problems, am I right? So, it's Armored Core 6. That looks great. Looks hella fun. Looks like a great time. I'm really glad that they went with the fast idea of Armored Core, because those ones just, they felt so much better than the slower Armored Core games, because when you had that speed, you got this intensity, and it just really gripped you in a way, because you could feel the size and the weight and the speed of your mech as you're dashing and altering your directions, and the mech leans and buckles under the weight of its own inertia. And when you're just boosting around like that with something that big, and you're boosting past buildings that you are as tall as, so good. This looks fantastic. I'm 100% on board. We're going to get it. We're going to play it. It's going to be a great time. I'm ready. But let me know what your thoughts are. Are you an Armored Core fan, or did you just discover it recently? Which, I mean, obviously, I understand how you would have discovered it. Let me know what you're thinking. How are you feeling about it? Have you went back and tried some of the older games? They're from quite a ways back there. I think the last one was on the PS3 360 era. So it's been quite a hot minute since we've gotten anything in the Armored Core franchise, because From Software has been very busy with the Soulsborne, Sekiro, Elden Ring games, which, I mean, those are great in their own way, but I'm really glad to see them returning to Armored Core, and I'm looking forward to enjoying it. But again, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. If you can't tell, I like to talk, and I'd love to talk some more if you want to talk with me. Two great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. And if you can't, we've been having a conversation with chat, and if you want to have a conversation with us, this entire video was streamed on Twitch, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you do watch one of the other videos on the channel, thank you and enjoy.